Hello my friends, I'm Wavey and here I'll be taking you through the Stalker Anomaly debug menu. I'll be showing you a lot of what this glorious feature has to offer and you'll see just how powerful it is. First thing you need to do is enable the debug menu in the launcher by going to the miscellaneous settings here and checking this on. Then you can go ahead and launch the game. Right in the game in the bottom corner you can see it says debug mode and press F1 for help. When we do that, we're met with this little menu right here. The key to open the debugger in-game is F7, so let's go ahead and start one up. Of course it's raining. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Now that we're here in-game, let's go ahead and hit the F7 key and welcome to the cheat code paradise that is the debug menu. As you can tell, there's an enormous amount of things involved here. I won't be going over everything because that'd just be insane. But I will mention most, and I'll show you more of, in my opinion, the important features. Just FYI, debug menu stuff is messy business. It breaks the game both in immersion and the physical game itself. Use at your own peril. I'm a computer nerd, so this stuff is fun to fool around with, but if I'm trying to play the game legit, I will avoid this as much as I can manage. Let's first talk about the execute on target commands. These are pretty simple, but you do have to be looking at somebody to use these ones in particular. So we're looking at our friend right here. We can hit get info. You can see a lot of information here, their name, their community, and one piece here, this section, which might come in handy for certain other applications. We can of course use the kill command, which as you can imagine just makes them kill over. From here there's delete, which I don't know, does that actually delete people? Excuse me sir, bye. Oh my goodness, it does delete them. We can also hit trade here, which, well, I guess it doesn't do anything besides break the game. So the trade command doesn't really work, but the trade all does, as you can see here. Next one is a very good command, the refresh trade inventory, which of course has to be used on a trader. When you buy items from them, their stock will go down. So let's say, for instance, we're just going to buy all of this ammo. And we're looking at Sidrovich, refresh trade inventory. The console says Sidrovich is not a human nor a mutant. I don't understand. But that's the idea. It should be used on other traders. I guess it doesn't work on Sidrovich. The become companion is pretty obvious. You just point it at somebody and they become your companion. Can see me is kind of silly. It's just for like, oh, does this person see me? But I can't really find any use of that. So this change faction command here will change the faction of whatever NPC you're looking at. So we're looking at this guy right here. And we just changed him to duty from loners. List items will of course just list people's inventory items. And these last few execute commands are all about relationships with the NPCs. I'm not exactly sure what relation does, because if I tell these guys now they're my enemy, it doesn't really do much. But if I set the goodwill to enemy, then they start, they don't seem to be very friendly anymore. This does of course work on individual NPCs, but remember these four guys were a squad, so if I go here and I choose enemy squad, all four of those guys are going to become enemies, and I'm going to get killed. Pretty simple, huh? The next section is the toggle commands, as you can see here. First one is God mode, which is self-explanatory. That one makes you invincible. It will of course put the demo tag on your game, so if you are playing with God mode on, it will always say demo over there in the corner. That's helpful to tell you if you've left something like God mode on, because these do stay on through saves, and even when you quit the game. The debug menu itself is its own entity, so if you enable God mode, it'll be on from that point forward. Unlimited ammo makes you not consume ammo, so I have a pistol here, and I could just shoot this thing all day long until I have to reload. So you can see here, I just reloaded, and the count didn't go down. Makes you not consume ammo. Our statistic, yeah, I don't know. The debug HUD here, it's not really that useful for you and me, but if you're modding, you might find some use out of it. Debug map HUD is a little bit more interesting because that's going to start to show you a lot of other information about what's going on in the game. So you can see here on the map, I turned on the map HUD and it shows me a lot of information for all the squads that's going on here. I know that there's bandits over here, their current target, so on. And A-Life respawns is just a toggle switch. It turns them on and off, and it's for smart terrains, so bases and other various little areas. Now we can look at the execute action list. So right now we're up in the radar. I have God mode on and I am invisible. Invisibility is enabled, you can see here. And this monolith guy does not seem to care. Now to turn this off specifically, you do have to go into the console here and type off. Of course I turn this off and these guys are going to start shooting at me. But I'm invincible, so it doesn't matter. Go rich here will of course make you filthy rich and berate you for cheating. Delete all squads and delete common squads is just going to end up deleting, well, basically everything, so don't touch them. Refresh game and reload system ini are helpful for potentially getting yourself out of a bug that you kind of don't know how to get out of. But obviously refresh game is going to just, you know, refresh the game. The next two here, record position and reload weapon HUD, aren't really useful for anything that you're doing unless you're modding. Those might be helpful, but I'm not going to go over them. Change faction again here. This is for you specifically, so you can change faction right here. Oops, I changed myself to duty in the freedom base. Alright, I fixed that. Give basic items, of course, just gives you, well, basically the starting inventory. Oh, wait, man, it gave me night vision. Cool. Get nearest object just tells you in the console what the nearest object is. It doesn't really do much else. Here you can see start, stop, emission, and psi storm. So if we want to just start on an emission, we can do it. Yep. I got it, guys. Hold on. Don't worry. God's going to take care of this. You ready? Wow, wasn't that just fun? Last three are unlock features. Articles is for PDA items, so it'll be all the mutants and anomalies and artifacts, things like that. Notes are used for repair and crafting, so that will unlock all the stuff for that. And routes is only if you check on that one option in the start game about routes that you can't go. Can you guys shut up? Thank you. So rude. So unlock all routes will just unlock the routes if you have them locked. And sleep, of course, it just makes you sleep. In the last section here is the editors, and there's a lot here. I'm not going to go over everything. Some of this stuff is really advanced, useful for if you're making add-ons, not useful if you're just fooling around or just playing with the debug menu. The most important one, in my opinion, is the item spawner. This, as you can see here, gives you the capability to spawn anything. You can spawn it right in your inventory, of course, or at the cursor, so wherever you're looking at on screen. But it can give you items like food and medical supplies, notes, quest items, right? Of course, weapons, outfits, explosives, etc. One of the things this is really useful for is, say, for instance, you've installed the boomsticks and sharpsticks mod. You're not sure if the mod was installed correctly. Well, you can use the debug menu here and look. Do I have different guns in the game? Well, I can tell you right here, I have boomsticks enabled, and I do have boomstick guns here. So the mod's activated, and it's working just fine. This can be used to give you anything in the game. You want to try out some of the artifacts, you want to play with some of the guns, do whatever you want, all right here. Now, if you guys were curious, this is my go-to place for RPGs. Yes, sir. They're all scared. The next menu here is the object spawner. Again, it can spawn at a cursor or at you, or even at a smart terrain if you know which one that you're looking for. This can spawn NPCs like mutants and stalkers. You could see here bandit, army, clear sky, dog, which is duty, ecologists. They can spawn squads as well, so if you just want to spawn, say for instance, a novice duty squad in the middle of the freedom base. Or if you're interested in spawning maybe, you know, a couple pseudo giants just for fun. Alright guys, yeah, I wasn't asking you to kill me. Yikes, this thing just ate an RPG? Are they all mad at me now? Guys, I'm sorry. And the object spawner, in my opinion, is really only used for screwing around, but say for instance you're looking for something specific, or by some weird reason one of your NPCs got killed and you need him for a quest, you can do something like, for instance, sorry everyone, I need you for research purposes. So say for instance there's a corpse and you want to respawn them. Of course this is just a guy from Freedom, so he's going to just be default Freedom, something like that. But you can use the get info and then go to the object spawner and spawn them right in front of you to be able to do your quest. This is only, of course, if you ever run into something like that, or if you just want to screw around. I don't know. The next menu is the weather editor, which is a great one. You can, of course, just change the weather on the fly. So if you're tired of the rain, like I typically am, you can make it a nice clear day. The only thing I am not 100% sure with the weather editor is the storms. Sometimes when I spawn the storms, the lightning will act really weird. See what I mean? Yeah, it just kind of screws up the lighting. Alright guys, so the next 4 options I'm going to talk about are just going to be really brief introductions because this is really advanced stuff. First is the lighting editor, so you can choose a weather file and adjust the lighting. I'm literally not even going to begin to try to explain any of that to you. The weapon HUD editor, of course, again, I'm not going to explain it to you. A weapon stats, and there's also the outfit stats one. This one, I will at least just briefly tell you, you can go here and press H for help. This is going to tell you basically how to do this. This might be interesting if you're just kind of wondering, hey, maybe I just want to make this one gun really stupidly powerful, just for fun. This is going to tell you, of course, to unpack your files. If you don't know how to do that, please leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to let you know. This bottom one here, I'm just going to introduce as well. This is the NPC logic, and I literally don't even know where to begin with this, so yeah. But the last piece here is the Pocket Workshop. Have you ever wanted to use the repair and crafting feature, but you really don't know how? The Pocket Workshop is a great way just to learn. So okay, normally, I'm not exactly sure what's happening right now. Typically when I open up the Pocket Workshop, everything's unlocked, so all the recipes are here. And like say for instance, look, I have all my upgrades here and I can just put them on. Basically. So it's just a vice. Normally it should have everything in there, like normally it just has all the stuff that you need to be able to repair things, and you could just go and do it right here from the debug menu. It also usually has all the recipes so you can see how to craft all these different things. And it's really helpful if you have no idea how to use the crafting and repair system, or at least just the crafting system. This would be a good way just to fool around with it, you know, just learn by doing. Last thing in the debug menu I did want to show you is that debug allows you to fast travel anywhere on the map. So I do have the debug map HUD available right now. So I can spawn on quite literally anything. Now if I did have places to spawn, I could go anywhere. Let me actually do that. So it says show all here, so I could spawn right on top of these things just normally, of course, but I can spawn on any squad I want. I could spawn on the space restrictors. This is something I've done a lot in my playthroughs. Another little helpful piece. Now that about covers it for everything in the debug menu. If you did have a question about something I went over, please go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. If it's about any more of the advanced stuff like the editors, I probably won't be able to answer you. But if it's about the other stuff that I went over, I can do my best. And with that, everybody, peace out. I will catch you on the flip. You guys really don't stand a chance, you know that?